My Gavan and Melodine, and well met indeed. I'm Arachir Galadurth and head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the same as we continue on as Dorwinion and our successful claiming of these lands. Now, many people have suggested that I should try and strike up either an alliance with Mordor, Dol Guldur, or Dol Guldur, in order to shut down any aggression from Mordor. And I don't really want to ally with Mordor, but I'll take the Dol Guldur plan. I don't know why I'm moving my diplomat like that. I always cheat diplomats around, so let's just do that. He's going to move to here. And his name is... what is his name? Tate. Thank you, Tate. If you could come with me, that would be smashing. 315-302. Off he goes. And then we'll turn the fog of war back off. Perfect.
Yes,
and he's just got enough.
No! Their dignitary. Tomorrow's journey planned out.
Ignore what you're seeing. Nothing is happening. Oh, I've spelled character wrong. Character reset. Tate. Ta-da! There we are. Right, now, let's try and strike up this alliance, which we won't be able to get, of course, because we're now at war with their allies. Oh, dear. So that was all for naught. So our only hope is to make peace with Mordor and ally with them. The only way Mordor would ally with us is if I cheated myself about 50,000 gold coins and paid it to them. And I'm not going to do that.
Yes, my lord.
So that plan is now very much out the window. So, our actual plan, then, at the moment, is as follows. The elves, Avalyn and Nerwë the Conqueror, are moving to take this region. The town here is, I think, called Enmahadh, or maybe that was that one. But we're moving to the Runic Plains. Edwardwyn, our Northman leader, who is far away at the moment, here he is.
Orders, my lord.
He is moving south, and he shall take up garrison command of Varfest, where we will keep Mordor at bay. With the obscene amounts of money that we shall soon be making, given that everything is building economic buildings at the moment, we will then build a real army which will sweep into Dale and give them pause for thought. Something to think about. Hopefully that something will be their defeat, because Dale is the real enemy. But I'm not actually all that bothered about fighting Mordor, I suppose. Enemy is an enemy, but it is good to show off enemies we've not fought yet, so of course that takes precedence. But an enemy is still an enemy. And where we can fight one, we will. But I would like to be attacking Dale as soon as possible. But many thanks to those of you that have now watched the Zagar video. I find it... I don't know, I mean, why should I? But there were quite a few comments saying, oh, please do this other Nazgul, or please do this Nazgul, or please do that Nazgul. You just think, why would you not think we do all the Nazgul? If I've routinely said that we're not going to do the Kumul or the Witch King, why would you then think that we're not going to do the ones in between? But I don't know why I'm surprised at people asking that, because the faction overview videos that I do each week, we're now, as I say, we're on the 4th version of those that have now been released, and every single time we release them, we get people asking, please do this one. Are you going to do this one? Enmahadh Wyth was one that I saw the other day. People saying, can you please do the Enmahadh Wyth one? It's like, I'm going to do them all. Just hang tight. But then I shouldn't deride people for their enthusiasm. That's foolish. I just find it baffling, really. It surprises me every time that people do it. Right, we don't want Vinelord Viduhar to while away his golden years. He's 63 years. He'll live to about 150, I think everyone lives to in the mod now. So he's got a few years on him yet. But he's one of our best generals, if memory serves. Or Nerwë, our actual best general. But my lord. He's won a great many victories, and we don't want him sitting in there doing nothing. Our key recruitment centre is going to be Santanwi, so let's send him back. And we'll leave him, Kainadan, to rot, basically. But we're making some good money. We're making so much money that almost every building we're queuing up is slowly getting built. And because buildings do take so long, we've got enough time in between that. The elves are about to meet. The orcs are moving on Varfest, which is frustrating. But Frothir will build us some towers on his way through, so at least we'll have some sight of the region. Speaking of buildings taking a long time and costing a lot, we have drastically increased the benefits from the Masons Guild buildings. So we've not changed their costs, so they're still relatively costly buildings themselves, but they now give considerably better benefits. The first tier has gone from a 10% discount only to, I think, a 25% discount and a 15% building reduction time. And then the tier 2 gives a 33% building reduction time, and the tier 3 gives a 50%. But I can't quite recall what the cost reduction it was changed to. But the cost reduction is also now boosted as well. Another coming of age that we don't know. Oh, cool. And that's an image that we've not really seen before. But I'll take that. But if you would, for the moment, sir, be so kind as to bugger off into a fort somewhere. That'd be cracking. Oh, we got units in that fort just there, I've just realised. We don't need units in forts. We need you up against Mordor. So if you head south and join up with these two,
Your orders, my lord.
who make their way into the lands unknown, where Captain Orduclax, a mouthful of a name, will join you shortly. You guys press on. Frothier, I want some towers en route, please. Particularly ones in the middle of that range of hills. Thank you kindly. Dorthaloo doesn't like us. We can chuck in some extra units there. What's your free upkeep here, Dorthaloo? 1. That's not very good. Get one of those after you trade buildings. And if you would build roads as well, because we don't want you building roads. If you build roads, it's just facilitating our enemies' access to our land. We don't want that. We want the roads further back. But somewhere like Logarth could do with its building roads as we speak. If you get the Master Mason tool next, then please, and then we'll go for a mining network. It's not massively. It's not a massive money maker, but it'll make some money. And that's all that matters. Otherwise, our troops are all moving off. Thane, what am I doing with you? Building towers. Yes, of course. You're heading north to finally open up this dark area. Mordor's gone to war with Anduin, so they're not as bothered with us. In fact, they've gone to war with us and then done nothing since then.
Yes, my lord.
But that's their prerogative. You do you, Mordor. You do you. We shall await and abide. I do also hope that you enjoyed the little change to the faction overview videos, wherein I gave a little bit of a snippet of something mentioned about that faction beforehand, and so it had just sort of intro-y kind of thing, which I thought just added a touch of class. He says, class, I don't think is anything the channel has in abundance. A sense of professionalism has long avoided the channel. But then why should it, Why would you want your hobby to feel like your job? Unless your hobby is your job, in which case you're really lucky. Well done, sir. This Merchants Guild is desperate to build, and I just don't ever have the money for it. We're going to lose it soon. That's always the way. Yes, Regent's Axeguard now fill the lines, but if we wait an 8... Oh no, see, what do? Reduction 18%. You're only the second tier, aren't you? Building times reduced by 35% would only knock off 2 turns for the army barracks, so it'd be great if we had the Masons all already, but as we don't, that's not something we really want to train. The archery range gives us Thorn Crossbows and Regent's Bowguard, which we do want because they're our best range units, so we will take that. So the Knight's Stables we will also want. We might as well queue up all 3 because you're our military production. Strondost is also going for military production, if memory serves, once it has built this mining network. Those 2 are going to be where we train all of our troops. Everywhere else can focus entirely on economic benefit, as they all seem to be doing. But we are losing a little bit of money. There. You really need to change to our culture because you're going to have a big garrison. And they've given us the highest tier of... we've already got a Warlord's Hall, which is the highest tier, I think, is it not? Castle Hall? Oh no, there's a Lord's Hall, but we can't build the Lord's Hall yet. Because we're not a stronghold. Oh, wow. Do I get strongholds? Yes, I do. Oh, brilliant. Oh, perfect. So... we're going to need the Master Mason's Hall, which we've already got, though, by the looks of it. Because it's the same for each tier. Where is there... is that it? No, that's the Weaponsmith Guild. So where's the Mason's Hall? There is already a Master Mason's Hall. What does it look like then? Which one of these is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm just completely ignoring it. The Anno 1404 image, and then we will change to a guild house. So we need the guild house, but we can't get the guild house... No, we've already got what we need. I'm just running in circles. We've already got what we need. Frothir,
my lord.
don't divert straight to there. We've still got
Yes.
some land that can't be seen.
This tower will keep vigil over
So
the
let's
lands.
clear off all of those dark spots,
Making
shall
camp
we?
here.
Might as well.
Your
No,
orders,
wait.
my lord.
Enmahadh. I knew it was
We
called
shall
Enmahadh.
engage.
We'll take 3 rams,
We
please. You've
shall
got reinforcements
command.
coming, and they're only a turn
By
away
your
now.
command.
Fine Lord Viduhar, Conqueror of Mistrand.
As you wish.
Head back to Saint-Anouilh, where
We
you'll
have
pick up
marched
your
our limit.
army. Oh, we've got troops here too. I don't think we really need them in Mordor to deal with. Well, we probably could, but then there's no free upkeep, is there? That's what you were part of the army of, wasn't it, actually? But you can go south, that's not a problem. And I'm thinking, to be honest, because we want our next army to be filled with high quality, if we send you south as well and become part of that border, because there's the steps of the Wayne Riders to claim as well, which we'll want, because we just want regions for the money, don't we?
Yes,
So
my lord.
we will want an army in the south. It won't just be for defence, it will be a regional defensive force, but there'll be mobility implied in that.
Your
So
orders, my lord.
we want to be able to move the army without leaving our town unclaimed. Now today, this is totally boring, but I'm afraid I'm going to tell you
Yes,
anyway.
my lord.
I've not got my normal headset on, and I have
Making camp
earphones in. And the clicking from my mouse is incessant when you can hear it in the back of your head. And I shouldn't have said that, because probably it's all you can hear now. So I apologise for that. Oh, how are we doing with the boats? Yes, we can line a boat up. Brilliant. Because then there's some units to kill, aren't there? There's some rebel boats knocking around. Do I actually want boats? It was just to kill the rebel ships, wasn't it? But they appear to have buggered off.
Leave me be.
So I don't think we'll bother with the boat for now. We'll worry about that later. You could do with not costing me anything. This is such an awful capital city, isn't it? Every unit costs something.
Your orders.
Where am I
my
sending
lord.
him? Oh, up to the fort.
We can go no further.
Saint-Anouilh, if you would queue up the units though, just so that we're ready when the time comes. I'm not sure I really want the mounted thorn crossbows. I thought they were useless, and maybe the thorn guard as an anti-cav unit. But I would stress the importance to you of building the recruitment buildings before training. So I shouldn't have queued those up, really. That was silly. That was silly. I don't really have modding talk to discuss, I'm afraid, because we are so close now to building the installer. The only things that are happening on a daily basis now are bug fixes and polishes. And they're minor bug fixes as well, I'm afraid, like missing UI icons or text errors or things like that. But we do try to cut down on those things where possible. The only major thing left to actually add is nothing, actually. I really don't think there is anything major left. It is just all polishing and bug fixing. So we are very close. Very close. And then it'll be released to you all. And then we get the absolute joy of giving you clear and unmistakable installation instructions, only for them to be ignored by about 90% of you, and then you all come and ask us why it's not working. Oh, Rohan, and then you're gone. Damn, that means Mordor's just lost an enemy, even though they gained 2. Ah, but we've got our trading posts. Yes, Austin Erui. I'm calling it Erui because in Elvish, in Sindarin, Y is never pronounced like Erie. But I can't remember what Erui means. Eru. I named it, but I can't possibly remember what it means. It's probably wrong, to be honest. There's so many Sindarin fans out there that just love jumping on the bandwagon of how crap Galu actually is with Sindarin. So one of those will comment, I'm sure. Or they probably won't. They probably won't. I'm being disingenuous. Oh, we really want that. Blimey. How do we get the winery? Ah, no, I know how we get the winery. Karasant gets the winery. And we should be able to build it already, to be honest. Is there a winery? Yes, there's a winery. That's what we want. Line that up. How does one go about getting... We've already got the trading post. Smashing. I'm way ahead of myself.
Yes, my lord.
I'm so ably...
Yes.
I'm so able
Your
and
orders, my lord.
With honor, this tower will keep vigil over the
well-minded
lands.
for victory. Ah, no, we want
Camp
Berth
here.
Southis to give us some towers as well. Is there anyone that can be spared to go to Berth Southis?
Yes,
Froth
my
is the
lord.
nearest, but I don't really want to send him
Yes.
over there.
We can go no further, my lord.
Ah, it's filled with runic
Your will,
clansmen.
my lord.
How many turns has it
By
got?
your
3.
command.
Are you going to arrive there in time?
Yes,
Just about.
go
Just
no
as they
further
probably
today.
rise up, I should imagine.
my lord.
And you're going back
Yes.
to Saint-Anouilh, where you shall
Your
find
orders, my lord.
your forces training and your buildings building. Perfect. This episode is going to possibly be the very first in this entire campaign without a battle. No, it definitely won't be actually, because the garrison at Enmahadh will rise up, so that will likely conclude the video when we fight them. I like to at least have one battle in each episode if one can help it. But we shall see, we shall see. Thank you to all of the Liverpool fans in the previous Dorwinion episode who took the defeat on the chin. Of course, now that you're watching this, you've also been kicked out of the FA Cup, so things aren't looking good for you, are they? I read a comment that said all you need now is Atletico to defeat you in the Champions League, and then all you've got left is the boring finish line for the Premier League, which you've already won anyway. Our money is still being used where we need it to be. Erebor has just claimed expansionists.
With honor.
Edwardwin has finally arrived in the south. Yes. So Frother, you can go around the world and become something of a tower builder. Yes, Edwardwin, if you go and build me one over there.
Your orders, my lord.
Ah, Mordor have come back. They want this region, and they are apparently going to fight for it. Just bizarre. Why do you care, Mordor? What possible reason do you have to take this place? We're building all these economic buildings, but we're not making very much money, which is disappointing. And this place is not even growing at the moment. It's chucking a chicken farm. An herbalist? No. Oh, you can get a trader exchange. I'll take one of those. Before the farming, if I may. What's happening up there? Nothing. Dale's army's moved off. Not unexpected. I'll send those into the force. And you
Your orders, my lord.
come and build me a town.
Yes.
Why don't you scout around the northern side
keep
actually, and Thane will go around this side, and then we'll meet in the middle.
Honor. This tower will keep vigil.
It'll be like a
over the
little
land.
team. The reason I've got headphones in is because I'm expecting a delivery at any second. And there is absolutely nothing worse than actually being in your house when the delivery comes and not hearing the door and then having to wait another day. And my headphones, of course, are noise cancelling to start with, and over-ear just large headphones, so I can't hear anything. So I've had to go with these earphones, but it does mean that I've got one eye over my shoulder. Oh, a captain versus a captain battle. You don't have any ranged units, save for some javelins, and you attacked me and I've got defensive units, so let's damn well give it a good old college try. I don't know where that saying comes from. I'm just not sure. That's an artist's depiction of Eowyn, you may be surprised to know. Being sarcastic, of course. She's like the only female in The Lord of the Rings. Up here's our best bet. Of course, Galadriel is also in Lord of the Rings, as is Arwen, but in the actual books, Arwen does not do anything anywhere near as badass as she does in the films. Galadriel is still pretty cool, but mostly just because of how old and learned she is, and how much she's seen. She's cool because of a backstory that the film doesn't even give you, I personally think. Eowyn's the only one who's actually, you know what, you're a badass. She well deserves her title. They're miles away, goodness. Could you be further away? And there they are, all lining up. Grotesque, aren't they? Formless, because of the colouring. Their armours all just blend into one, because every single Orcish armour is some variant of black and red and brown. There's only so much black, red and brown you can see before you're just fed up with black, red and brown. But, with any luck, our defensive units will hold. We'll pop into spear wall formation. We've got crossbows going to be firing over for days. If you actually would do that, though. Why does the general not start in fire at will mode? Who thinks that's a good idea? Silly. They have little vine designs on their helmet, I just realised. Never noticed that until now. Ah, we're finally in range. So it begins. Let's get some good kills with the crossbows, please. 5%, that's not bad.
Weapons ready.
I've waited too long. It's the problem. Crossbows take so long to reload that by the time they're able to actually change their target, the enemy's already arrived at you and it doesn't matter anymore. Probably killing more of our own now as we're shooting them in the back than we ever are of the enemy. Are you shooting them around in guard? Oh, yes, you are. The enemy is going down hard though. The Thorn Guard holding off the Maulers wonderfully. The Orc Maulers recently, there was a suggestion that Orc Maulers are far too readily available for Mordor, and recently in the mod, their replenishment rate has been severely cut, which is a grateful piece of feedback, or feedback I'm grateful to receive because I've never played as Mordor. So anyone's opinion on Mordor is welcome into my eyes. Oh, their javelins are starting to get some throwing. Why are you doing such awful and annoying arcing shots? Pull further back up this hill.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Now you should be able to shoot square into those Orc hunters. Give them everything you have. Yes. There's a lot of them, and they're standing nice and wide, but there's still 300 bolts flying in amongst them. It's got to claim one every now and then. Oh, and the rest are actually running away, so these are all that's left. Come out of defensive mode, come out of defensive mode. In we go. They're just going to stand there now. Pull down over there. Let's swing them round the path of the... Oh, come on, Mordor. Just run away. This is over. You've lost. Bugger off.
The enemy
are
awed by the victory we have won.
149 Thorn Crossbowmen, 137 Thorn Crossbowmen, but 117 Thorn Guard. They did very well. The other one only took 56, sadly, but we don't talk about that. Oh, something I was going to say now that I've just seen the word Nazgul. There was a little bit of disappointment that the first Nazgul story, and many hereafter, don't necessarily show the Nazgul as being great and powerful kings or sorcerers or whatever of men. But I looked up on the little shreds of information we have on the Nazgul, which is quite literally about 3 lines, and it states that the Rings of Power made the Nazgul great kings, lords and sorcerers in their time, and not that great kings, sorcerers and lords were chosen to be ring bearers. And all it says about the Númenóreans is simply that 3 of them are suggested to be Númenóreans, and that they were simply lords of Númenor. That is all it says. There is so much free reign on the Nazgul, it does not matter, in my eyes, how or what you make of the story, as long as, upon receiving the ring, the Nazgul becomes greater than they were before they become the Nazgul. So there's a period of time where they go from being a person to a powerful person to then being a Nazgul. That then you've pretty much ticked off the only information we have about the Nazgul.
Orders. As you wish.
Now, granted that Zagar does toe that line a little, because we don't really talk of Zagar after he takes the ring. But it does, of course, state that he becomes Sauron's chief assassin. And I think the coolness of there being an assassin allows us to waive, in this instance, the requirement that he be some sort of great lord or mighty warrior or king or sorcerer or whatever. All that extra sword damage is going to be so good. Edward Wynn, if you could return to Varfest. Although, if the 3 of you don't sit in the city and do actually come outside, hide in the trees maybe, because we don't want to get you trapped in the city where you'll end up just dying, so we'll pull you out there. Frothier, if you move up to there, you can build me another tower. You guys move in, and now Norway has a fantastic army, just as I imagine they will rise up when I end this turn. Duharville now doesn't like us either. Just can't win with these places, and it can't recruit a single thing because 23%. Do we have anything that actually recruits troops? Yes, Vineyard levies from our meeting hall. For now, go for a grain exchange. Standing stones to convert. Do you give a bonus? Yeah, you do. Let's chuck one of them in as well. Mistrand is building us some farming. It's nice and queued up. Once we can get some troops from there, we will do as well. Oh, you guys sitting in that fort serves no purpose. Go and have a look about. Oh no, we've lost the steps of the Wayne Riders. Can't have come. Booger. Ah, the army in Santan stands ready though. And we don't actually have a very large amount of free upkeep here. But our army will be heading probably over to Hrubar. Rubar. That's the way we're going to come in. No, why would we do that? Let's cut them in twain right down the middle. So our army's going to be heading north. So, if I could take you four and head you up to that fort over there. You'll be free upkeep and you'll mark the northern border because that's the way across the river, that fort. So that's where we're going to go up there. Are you at a point where you're building a tower? No, you've got tomorrow.
Yes, my lord.
Mordor are currently the military might. Khazad-dûm is the financial, Mordor's the production, Gondor's the population, and Mordor is overall. I believe these numbers here suggest that I am 21st in military, 20th in financial, 6th in production, 14th in population, and 19th overall, which does not bode well. I do not know, and have never known, what the percentage value means. Why is there a 1% next to financial? I just have absolutely no idea. We do need to start schmoozing Khand though. We don't want to be fighting them. Or who did Khand side with? I can't remember. Can't remember if they've gone good or evil. Ah, bugger. But in any event, we'll try and ally with them. What are you doing, Mordor? Are you insane? Are you actually clinically insane? We outnumber you so much. What? I'm not going to fight that battle. That is an absolute joke of a... Oh, is that the auto result? Yeah. Sorry, I thought I just clicked the exit button. I don't know why. No, I didn't get a single kill. Are you kidding? Neither did Avalyn. Only got 6. What? The casualties that we lost were Vineyard, Thorn, and Vineyard. We did lose 6 Avari Shadows, which is a real shame.
We have triumphed.
They are irreplaceable, unfortunately. And that's something that maybe, possibly, we could look to do, is at least allow you to retrain the units that spawn in the supporting armies of the nation that you didn't side with. So, for example, if I send all these elves back to Santanwi, I'd be able to at least retrain the elves. So I could always have this sort of army of elves at my command. That is something that we could quite easily implement. And it also would have a nice little added feature, I think, that when you get given a mission and it awards you your best unit, for some time it would probably award you elves. Because in order to make units retrainable, or, to make them, retrainable, but not trainable, clean distinction there, that is enough for the game to think that you can actually get them as an award, even though you can't technically train them. Which I think sometimes is actually quite cool and has its uses. And other times, oh, I've sped it up and we've just lost a valuable amount of time there. Other times, of course, has no purpose at all. But sometimes it has a nice little niche use. Right, if we can, where is everyone actually? Why move us all the way over there? Let's prepare as if it's actually going to be a battle we can win. I mean, it is going to be a battle we can win. It'll be a no-brainer of a victory, but... Crossbows, you head over there. There was another crossbow unit, wasn't there? Oh, yeah, you might as well just stay there then. You guys go over there. Help us out. So, Elven Spears, if you would come in front of the crossbows. Elven Swords, do the same. Nice and wide. We don't have enough troops to form an actual line. So, we'll just hold where we can. We're still going to... This will be such an easy victory. So it doesn't really matter too much what we do. But we do actually have enough. So if you guys come over here for now, and then I'll rework you in a second. Oh, and of course we've got those pikes. Those pikes, perfect. You guys go to there. And the 165 of you fill into that gap. And then is it 42 of you going over there? Ah, no, I've done this all wrong. I've done this all wrong. I've done it absolutely all wrong. bear with me. We're starting again. So, javelins, you're going to take up place there. Elves, you're going to go there. Don't worry about making them run. We'll just make them all run in a minute. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. Next, small unit of pikes. You're going to go there. You guys are going to have the support of the battering rams blocking the enemy. And Avalyn, the right-hand side is entirely yours. Do what you will with it. Alright. Everybody run. Time 6. Let's get into positions. Let's do this. All of you, don't be running away. Thank you. You guys, defensive mode. Don't be running away. Archers are getting ready to fire. The enemy is fanning out, but they're doing as what they always do. And she's just making a nice wide target for us to pepper and rain fire down upon. Crossbows are in position. Last unit's getting into position. Ah, they have got their own cavalry. Who are just charging out. No, that's the door. Hold on. Next day delivery. That's a joke, isn't it? You can all breathe a sigh of relief. My package has arrived. Ah, their cavalry are archers, so they won't be wanting to charge. And if they are just going to group up and move around the middle, I'll tell you what we can do is move our wings in. Well, we can move in way more than that. Let's move in and flank. And likewise over here, pikes. Sir? Let's just go for it. Everyone that can fire though, keep up the fire. Crossbow units. If you can sort of swing around too. But let's do this. Right, you guys, javelins, you guys, in we go. In we go. In we go. Apologies if you can hear the cat meowing. But we're right close to the end, and she's just come in the room. I've just heard. Although I could always pause it and just shut her out.
Only half the enemy force remains.
The enemy general has run away. It is all breaking apart for our enemy out here. 75% of them have died to a mere 5%, and it's over. 65 losses, 936. 148 kills, Morroquendi Sentinels. Well done, Sentinels. Well damn done. A solid victory. Enmahadh is ours. Our southern border is now contained. Mordor will not have the better of us there. And we shall be able to hold them back at Varfest. And I'm going to rename Enmahadh to something not very imaginative. But something that I enjoy. Let us sack it.
My lord, our courage and honor have conquered.
Oh, wow. What? What? Where did we just get 14,000 from? What is happening here? Why did we just get so much money? Is that all from literally just sacking? It can't be, surely. That's crazy. Oh, I'll take a catapult maker as well, yeah. Varfest can also be made into something of a recruitment centre.
My lord.
Because the enemy comes,
Yes,
as you
my
can
lord.
see. The enemy will not have siege. Oh, wow. Temple Marksmen, Southron Lancers. They're actually building an army of a lot of units. we have cause to be
Your
concerned.
orders, my lord.
But I am going to end the
This
turn there
tower
before
will
I've done
keep
everything,
vigil
so that
over
we
the
can fiddle
lands.
around a little bit more at the start of the next turn. I can't believe we just got that much money for sacking Enmahadh. It's not even a particularly prominent location, is it, to my knowledge? I'd like an armory when you built with the roads, and then standing stones, please. Oh, and an armourer. Yeah, I'll take an armourer. Armourer. You guys don't bother whether you were going. Just come and stand in there. I suppose you can fill out with the others. But indeed, that is going to end this episode. So I do hope you've enjoyed, even if not much really has happened.
Yes, my lord.
And we'll be back to Isengard next week, of course. But for now and until we speak again, Navarne den Perimad Melonin, and farewell.